Imagine every customer always ends up in the perfect store. With IP targeting, this becomes a reality. It optimizes the shopping experience by automatically directing users to the right international store. Let's find out how it works. IP targeting automatically detects the appropriate shop via IP address or browser language. You decide whether users are redirected, make a selection, or the delivery country is set. Test everything in simulation mode for a secure configuration. We are now on the home page of the Shopware administration. To set up IP targeting, we first navigate to Settings under Extensions, and here we select IP targeting and language detection. Next, we open the IP targeting and language detection section again and click on Add to create a new rule. Here we can define an internal name and set the rule to active. Next, we choose the switch type. There are 3 options available: an automatic redirect without user interaction, a selection via modal window, or setting only the shipping country without redirecting. In this example, we choose the automatic redirect without user interaction. Next, we define the redirection rule based on country or language detection. There are several options available: country detection via IP targeting, language recognition based on the browser language, a combination of both methods, or language detection combined with a shipping country selection. In this example, we use country detection via IP targeting. We can also choose whether to display a country selection in the header. In this example, it is not required, so we leave it disabled. In the next step, we assign the domains to the rule. It is important to ensure that at least 2 domains are configured for the redirect to work correctly. To begin, we set up a redirect for customers from Germany, automatically directing them to our German shop. To do this, we click on Add and select the option to redirect to our own domain. Next, we choose the domain of our German shop. We then activate the domain. Optionally, we can define a default delivery country in case the customer's location cannot be detected. In the next step, we define the country assignment. There are 3 options available: manual selection of assigned or blocked countries, a fallback domain that includes all countries not assigned to other domains, or allowing all available countries. In this example, we choose the manual selection. Here we can select the countries for which the redirect should apply or for which the domain should be disabled. In our case, we want to redirect users from Germany to this domain. After that, we click on Save. And with this, we have successfully assigned our first domain to the redirection rule. In the next step, we add another domain, our English domain, to which all remaining EU countries we currently ship to will be redirected. To do this, we click on Add and select Own Domain again. Then we choose our English domain and activate it. Optionally, we can define a default delivery country. For the country assignment, we again choose manual selection. Then we select all EU countries we currently ship to, for example Spain, France and Hungary, and click on Save. With this, we have added another domain to the rule, and all selected EU countries will now be redirected to it. Finally, we add one last domain to handle all remaining countries. To do this, we now select External URL and enter the desired target URL. For the country assignment, we select the fallback option, which includes all countries that have not been assigned to other domains. After saving, all remaining countries will be redirected to the external URL. To now test our rule, we first save the configuration and navigate back to the main overview. Then we open More Settings to access the plugin configuration. Here we can see that a test mode is available. Here we can define for whom the simulation should be applied. There are 3 options available: no simulation, simulation only for specific IP addresses, or simulation for all users. In this example, we select the option for all users. Here we can enter an IP address if the simulation is limited to specific IPs. Next, we choose whether to simulate a country or an IP address. In this example, we select a country and enter the desired value. In our case, we choose France. Now, when we enter our German domain, even though we are simulating a user from France, we can see that we are automatically redirected to the EN domain, as configured earlier. Now we change the simulated country in the test mode to a country for which no domain is assigned, for example Ireland. Then we open our German shop again. We can now see that the user is automatically redirected to the external URL we configured. In addition to the classic redirect, the plugin also provides the option to only set the shipping country while keeping the user in the shop. To do this, we create a new redirect rule, assign an internal name, activate the rule, and select the switch type. In this case, we choose the option to only set the shipping country without redirecting. Displaying a country selection in the header is not required here either. Now we assign the domains for which this rule should apply. We click on Add and select our own domain. Then we activate the domain. Optionally, a default shipping country can be defined in case the user's country cannot be clearly detected. After saving, the rule is active and the shipping country is automatically set for this domain. To test this rule, we navigate back to the main menu and open the plugin configuration again. In the test mode, we change the simulated country to, for example, Germany. If we now open the domain we assigned to the rule earlier, we can see that we are still in the English shop, even though we are simulating a user from Germany. If we now add a product to the cart and proceed to checkout, we can see that the country is automatically set to Germany based on the test mode simulation. Optimize your international shop and offer every customer the perfect shopping experience. Use the advantages of IP targeting and start now to improve the customer experience. Take the first step and revolutionize your shop.